Hello, you're watching QPVN News. I'm Anh Tuấn and here's the headlines. Party General Secretary President Do Lam receives Commissioner General of Korea Coast Guard. Vietnam-Laos deepen defense cooperation. Overseas Vietnamese aspiration to contribute. On the afternoon of August the 26th, receiving Commissioner General of the Korea Coast Guard Kim Jong-uk, General Secretary President Do Lam expressed his delight at meeting the commander and his spouse again, noting that the visit reflects the affection and friendship between Vietnam and Republic of Korea. Through Mr. Kim Jong-uk, the General Secretary and President Do Lam extended his gratitude to President Yoon Suk-yeol for his significant contributions to the Vietnam Republic of Korea relationship, as well as his special feelings for Vietnam and the General Secretary and President. With the Vietnamese Ministry of Public Security and the Korean Coast Guard's active implementation of the signed cooperation agreement, General Secretary and President Do Lam suggested that the two sides increase contacts and propose specific plans to deepen the cooperative relationship in accordance with their potential and strengths. In response, Mr. Kim affirmed that he will do his best and continue to make more contributions to promoting the two countries' relationship in general and the cooperation between the Vietnamese Ministry of Public Security and the Korean Coast Guard in particular to become more effective and practical for the sake of peace and the interests of the two peoples. On August the 26th in Hanoi, permanent member of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee Secretariat Lương Cường hosted a reception for a delegation of the Communist Party of India, led by its General Secretary Dorsarami Raha. The host expressed his joy at the continued growth of the solidarity and special friendship between the two parties, state and people. He extended congratulations to the CPI on its success in the recent Indian lower house elections. Praising Vietnam's remarkable progress, the guest noted that the Communist Party of India closely follows Vietnam's socialism construction process for benefit of the two peoples and prosperity of both nations. Both sides discussed measures to further strengthen the traditional friendship and fruitful cooperation between the two parties, including sharing policies on party building, socio-economic development, theoretical and practical lessons learned from Vietnam's 4 decades of renewal. At the invitation of the Laos Ministry of National Defense, Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, Chairman of the General Political Department, led a high-ranking delegation of the Vietnam People's Army to pay an official visit to Laos from August the 26th to the 27th. On August the 26th, the delegation paid a courtesy call on Party General Secretary and President of Laos, Thongloun Sisoulith. The Laos top leader expressed his delight at the ever-developing bilateral relations in recent times. The political relationship has been deepened, playing a core role in building bilateral relations. Cooperation in other fields has become more effective, especially in strategic issues related to security and development of each country. Both sides have successfully organized the high-level meeting, the 10th theoretical workshop between the two parties, training programs for management staff at all levels, programs of research and experience sharing on party work and the political system and building an independent and self-reliant economy. Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết affirmed that Vietnam always remember the great, valuable and wholehearted support of Laos for Vietnam in the past, as well as the current course of national construction and defense. In all circumstances, Vietnam always attaches importance to preserving and constantly promoting the special, loyal and steadfast Vietnam-Laos relations. Highly appreciating the fruitful results of bilateral defense cooperation over the past time and the outcomes of the talks between the senior political officials of the two militaries during this visit, the top leader of Laos said that in the current context, the two militaries need to strengthen cooperation in all fields, especially party and political work, focusing on traditional education for young generations. the Laos General Secretary and President affirmed that he would continue to support and create favorable conditions to developing bilateral defense ties in more practical and effective manners. Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết sincerely thanked the Laos side for the support in searching, gathering and repatriating the remains of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and advisors in Laos. He shared that the two defense ministries are currently discussing and preparing for the second Vietnam-Laos border defense friendship exchange slated for this October. He hoped that the Lao top leader would support and direct local ministries and authorities to coordinate with the Lao Defense Ministry and the Vietnamese side to carefully prepare and successfully organize this meaningful event. Later the same day, General Chansakmon Chanyalat, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Defense of Laos, received Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, Chairman of the General Political Department, and a delegation of high-ranking political officers from the Vietnam People's Army. Congratulating the Lao Ministry of National Defense on successfully hosting a number of ASEAN defense meetings, General Quyết affirmed Vietnam's full support during Laos ASEAN chairmanship in 2024. He expressed confidence in Laos' leadership in fostering ASEAN cooperation and consensus on key issues. Minister Chansakmon Chanyalat reiterated that enhancing defense ties with Vietnam is a priority for Laos, contributing to the long-standing special friendship between the two nations. General Quyết also urged continued support from the Lao government and Ministry of National Defense to finalize the recognition of the Ho Chi Minh Trail in Laos as historical relics by 2024. He recommended policies to broaden cooperation and strengthen the defense partnership between the two countries. Earlier, a ceremony was solemnly held at the headquarters of the Lao Ministry of National Defense to welcome the high-ranking political delegation of the Vietnam People's Army, led by Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, Chairman of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army. Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết expressed his pleasure to have talks with his Lao counterpart Thong Loi Silivong and close comrades and brothers of the Vietnam People's Army in the beautiful, friendly and hospitable country of a million elephants. General Quyết affirmed that the Communist Party of Vietnam State and the People's Army of Vietnam always attach importance to the relationship with Laos, vowing to make joint efforts with Laos to further consolidate the special solidarity and comprehensive cooperation between the two parties, states, peoples and militaries. At the talks, right after the welcoming ceremony, the two sides assessed that over the past time, military and defense cooperation has continuously affirmed itself as one of the important pillars of the bilateral relations. The two sides continue strengthening comprehensive, substantive and effective cooperation in all aspects of party and political work in the spirit of comradeship and brotherhood. Notably, they have closely coordinated and well-implemented dissemination and education work on the great relationship, special solidarity and comprehensive cooperation between the sides in regular activities as well as important events of both countries. Regarding cooperation in the coming time, the two sides agreed to boost comprehensive cooperation more effectively and practically in all aspects of party and political work. Both sides would also coordinate and effectively implement dissemination and education work, especially for the young generation, on the relationship between the two countries and the two militaries, augment cooperation in the fields of journalism, dissemination and social media management. On this occasion, General Quyết respectfully invited his Lao counterpart to visit and attend the Vietnam International Defense Expo 2024 on the occasion of the 80th anniversary of the founding of the Vietnam People's Army, the 80th founding anniversary of the General Political Department, which will be held in December 2024. Earlier, Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết and the delegation visited and offered flowers and incense at the monument to heroic martyrs in Vientiane capital. Coming up next, Vietnam and Singapore share experience in solving development challenges. Overseas Vietnamese aspiration to contribute. On August the 26th, the Future Leader program for Vietnamese officials opens at the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy, Singapore, aiming to share Singapore's knowledge and experience in addressing development challenges, thereby defining fields for effective cooperation between the two countries. Addressing the event, Standing Vice Chairman of the Party Central Committee's Commission for Information and Education, Lai Xuân Mon, highlighted the natural bond between Vietnam and Singapore, as well as strong progress in energy cooperation between the two countries recently. Associate Professor Vũ Minh Khương from the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy stated that strengthening cooperation and experience sharing between Vietnam and Singapore are the right direction to help both countries create value, vitality, develop together, and enhance their positions in the international arena. He affirmed that the program is a chance for potential leaders of Vietnam and Singaporean stakeholders to build trust and define areas for effective cooperation to solve development challenges, promoting the bilateral strategic partnership. President Ho Chi Minh once said, "Our people have a deep-rooted love for their country. This tradition of patriotism has always been preserved by Vietnamese people, regardless of where they are. For those living abroad, this love has evolved into a desire to return and contribute to the country's development." As the National Day on September the 2nd approaches, overseas Vietnamese worldwide feel a renewed urge to give back to their homeland. Speaking to over 400 representatives at the 4th World Conference of Overseas Vietnamese, General Secretary and President Tô Lâm emphasized that despite differences, 100 million Vietnamese at home and 6 million overseas all share the same heritage and love for the country. He urged them to unite and build a prosperous Vietnam. His words captured the sentiments of expatriates who expressed their desire to contribute through concrete initiatives. The words also reflect the sentiments and concerns of the OVs. At the event, the desire to contribute to the homeland was concretized through practical initiatives and proposals. Vietnam has a key opportunity to join the semiconductor supply chain, particularly in chip design, packaging and testing. Training engineers for these roles is feasible. Over 70 presentations from the OVs offered valuable ideas in high technology, trade, national solidarity, legal policies and culture. These contributions from strategic projects to everyday efforts like preserving the Vietnamese language reflect a strong commitment to the nation's development. Abroad, the overseas Vietnamese community remains connected to the homeland by promoting the Vietnamese language and solidarity, which also enhances Vietnam's image internationally. In addition to favorable policies, the country's socio-economic development in recent years has strengthened the OV's trust in Vietnam. Overseas Vietnamese love for their homeland varies, but it motivates significant contributions. I have moved my entire family and assets back to Vietnam, driven by trust in the country, regime, party and state. Trust fuels contribution. This trust is spreading among young expatriates like Associate Professor Dr. Trần Lê Hưng, who after 15 years in France dreams of returning to Vietnam to contribute his knowledge and inspire others. Making Vietnam a powerful nation is not just the party's aspiration, but a responsibility for all, especially the youth, both inside and outside the country. To go far, go together. This message is resonating among Vietnamese worldwide as they unite to build a strong, prosperous Vietnam fulfilling President Ho Chi Minh's vision of unity, unity, great unity, success, success, great success. This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.